Eagles-Dolphins joint practices day 2 today, and then all of a sudden, the Dolphins come up with a stomach flu. Come on, we know what's going on. The Dolphins did not want to get punched in the face today. They didn't want to deal with the Eagles after yesterday. Dallas still stinks. But by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So the Eagles and the Dolphins were supposed to have day 2 of joint practices, but all of a sudden, the Dolphins must have been around some Cowboy fans, got all sick in a stomach flu, and canceled on the Eagles. But that didn't keep the Eagles from getting work done and working out and getting better. Now, we're going to get into it in a second, but before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the channel, make sure to like. More importantly, make sure to subscribe for daily Eagles content, NFL content. We stream every Eagles game. We will be streaming the last final preseason game this Saturday. And if you've been subscribed for a while, you know the deal. Double check. Double moonwalk check. Make sure you're still subscribed. So, like I said, the Eagles and the Dolphins were supposed to hold joint practices for another day today. Yesterday, the Dolphins kind of got the better of the Eagles, and we were all kind of looking forward to seeing how the Eagles would respond after yesterday. And well, guess what? The Dolphins, they get a stomach flu somehow. It happens. You know, it happens. I really don't think they're faking it, but, you know, it happens. And, Dolphins cancel, and the Eagles have to go out in their last practice, final practice of training camp, by the way, and they have to do it themselves. So that sucks, you know, but it is what it is. Now, before we get into it, one roster move the Eagles made today was the Eagles resigned cornerback Josh Blackwell. They had one spot open. Now, to me, this is interesting because, in my opinion, I thought they were setting up that one roster spot for possibly a running back. And I was hoping that they're going to add a running back. I'm still hoping that they're going to add a running back. And Shane Steichen, the Eagles offensive coordinator, was talking today that he's very comfortable with the running backs and the situation they are. And they got good guys in the room, and they're good to go. I think, for the most part, that's true. I think they got pretty good guys. I still think you need a bigger back. I still think you need to add a back. And he's pretty much going to say that one way or the other. So I'm not going to overlook too much into it. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens this week during preseason. And then we'll see what final cuts come when teams have to get down to the 53-man roster, and then, you know, what shakes free. And then I hope Jordan Howard is sitting by the phone, you know what I mean, just in case. Now, let's go over this Eagles practice report. Like I said, the Dolphins did not practice with the Eagles today, so the Eagles were on their own. But here's the injury report. Will not practice. Derek Barnett, ribs. Sean Bradley, illness. You notice I have no comment on the Derek Barnett ribs, right? A.J. Brown, rest. They gave him a rest, a grown man day. That's what grown-ass man day is what he got, because that's what he is. Andre Chara, groin. Landon Dickerson, rest. Another grown-ass man. Ellis, hamstring. Javon Hargrave, big-ass toe. Josh Joby, elbow. Jason Kelsey, elbow. Josiah Scott, hamstring. Greg Ward, toe. And I always leave Miles Sanders for last. Why? Because Miles is once again out with a hamstring. Another week of missed practices. I'm hoping he's ready to go. From what I've heard, Miles is really more precautionary, and he should be good to go. And I just hope that week 1 versus Detroit, not only can he be healthy running the ball, you know what I mean, but is he going to be able to take snaps, or is he going to be limited because he hasn't been practicing? So we'll have to keep an eye on that. As far as today in practice goes, this was really a bounce-back day for the defense. The defense really bounced back. And they had a rough day, especially in that secondary yesterday. And good news, Darius Slay was back at practice, even had an interception. So it was all good to go with Darius Slay. Eagles D is having a strong bounce back day at practice so far. A couple of interceptions versus the first team offense in 11-on-11 drills, staying tight in coverage. Worth noting though, A.J. Brown is getting a vet rest day. Jalen Hurts also has been explosive running the rock off scrambles and design runs. So one thing we know is Jalen Hurts can run the ball. Well, we all know that. That is the one thing I don't worry about with him. Just stay healthy and just keep getting better as a quarterback. That's what I think. Jalen Hurts had gone a long time in team drills without throwing an interception, but he threw two today. The second was an impressive leaping pick from Avonte Maddox. Avonte Maddox had a nice pick, and then I believe there was another pick off Darius Slay. One of the picks came from underthrown ball with going towards Devontae Smith. But look, that's going to happen. Jalen Hurts had gone. It had to be quite a few practices where he went without throwing interceptions at all. So Jalen Hurts, to me it was fine. Throw your interceptions in practice. That's what I'm saying. I'm throwing things over there, by the way. If you just saw something go whizzing by, had to do it. But so the defense bounce back day. You like to hear that, especially the secondary. My fear right now with the Eagles are two things. Okay, my two biggest fears going into the season is the health of Miles Sanders and that running back situation. I still think you need a little bigger back, right? That and the depth at the defensive back position, because you have Slay, Bradbury, Avonte Maddox, fantastic, right? You have Epps, who's upcoming at safety, and then you probably have Anthony Harris is your starting safety right now. But if Bradbury goes out, if Slay goes out, if Avonte Maddox goes out, not really sure what we got in some of these guys. We got a lot of guys that have potentially a lot of upside, but I don't know what they got. You have Josh Joby, who I've liked it. He seemed like he was really, kind of rising up on the depth charts. Now he's out with an elbow injury. I don't know how long that's going to be. It is notable to say Zeke McPherson had a good day, had a nice pass breakup. So, the secondary and the running backs, those are two, the depth in secondary and then the running back situation, to me, are the two things that worry me and scare me the most going into the season. If you have one guy go down on either of those two positions, I think it's not a good thing. Tight end number 2, that's also a situation. Although, from all accounts, Stahl has been okay. He's been okay. Calcaterra, when he's gotten a small chance, he's been okay too. But for the most part, I still think you also need tight end number 2. So it's going to be interesting to see what Howie Roseman does and how he goes about, finishing this 53-man roster. I think that we're going to see guys get cut, waived. I think it could be a running back. I think it could be another tight end or a defensive back. And I would not be surprised to see us make some moves. I think there's going to be guys that are not on this roster that will be on that final 53-man roster. It wouldn't even surprise me if the quarterback situation is where you cut Sinnett and then you pick up a quarterback that gets cut off one of these other teams. They have done that before. Now, practice was about an hour and 10 minutes of today, okay? It is over. It was the final practice of camp. Final camp practice for the Pound Eagles is over. Mostly red zone work today. A few too many interceptions from the quarterbacks. Hurts threw 2. Minshew also threw some. Some excellent plays from the defensive backs, though. So it's good to see the defensive backs went out there and had a bounce back day. I have no problem with that at all. But here's my thing. Training camp practices are over, right? Now we're going to get ready to go into regular season mode. We have one final preseason game this week. I wonder, because the Eagles have made, and I'm just speculating here, the Eagles have made such a big deal about these joint practices. That's where they get all their work in. That's what they're supposed to do. Well, you lost the joint practice today. You had 4 total, and you lost 1. Does that mean that some of these guys are actually going to play at all during preseason? And I'm not talking about the starters, because I'm pretty sure that they're not going to play. But will some of these, maybe second string guys, will they get a chance to play? Are you going to sit them too? A lot of these final preseason games, not only the first team sits, but the second team only plays maybe like one series, and then they're done too. So it really, really depends. But it's going to be fascinating. And you know, I'll try to do a Eagles preview tomorrow, based upon the Eagles-Dolphins game and like who to watch, who's on the bubble, who do we think is going to get cut or whatever. It's going to be interesting. But I think there's going to be a lot of maneuvering for the Eagles before this whole thing is over. One side note I want to talk about that. I almost forgot. VIC FANGIO was at practice again today. So Fangio is back visiting the Eagles again, watching their practice. It seems like he's almost taking a consultant job with the Eagles, maybe helping oversee the defense a little bit. And if it doesn't work out with Jonathan Gannon, I'm just saying, if it doesn't work out with Jonathan Gannon, VIC Fangio, to me, would have to be the guy I would go after right away. I think that would be a great player, a great coach to bring in as a defensive coordinator. He grew up an Eagle fan. I say do it. I think it's interesting that Fangio is there. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. A lot going on with the Eagles' final preseason game, this 53-man roster. Also, there's a lot of Cowboys news that we got to talk about. I haven't talked too much about the Cowboys, but their season's already getting ready to slip between their fingers again. Dallas Cowboys choke season is already kind of starting. It's already starting, but we'll get into that in another video. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat, and remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. You know what's so annoying right now? I'm just gonna bitch about it. I gotta bitch about it. Okay? Like, when I go fill up my tank, I can only put $100 in, and then it stops from pumping. So you go, you have to fill up, you know, it costs like $140, $150 to fill up. Okay, I got a big ass car. So you go and you go to fill up, and you get ready to fill up, you put $100 in, and they shut the tank off. They cap it out at $100. Cap it out at $100. So I have to take the thing out, and then I have to go to another gas station and finish filling up. So ridiculous, so annoying. Just had to get that out there. Do you guys have that problem? Denzel Washington out.